Right, welcome to the September 10th, 2025 Town of Schneider work session. Right. So, I don't know, I feel like I should say that because we got a video so somebody knows what it is. Right, so I guess the first discussion item I got is we're live streaming now, so how does that affect? Punch me if I'm saying something I shouldn't say. Kicking under the table.
Where would you like it?
Yeah. Anywhere that will make an impression.
I'm thinking that. That'll get your attention.
Oh my goodness. So we just got to remember that, but we still have to be able to like discuss and talk about things. So I don't know how we balance that.
I don't really think it'll change much.
Okay.
Okay.
So I got this section here, work session agenda process. So I'd like to put together an agenda and get it to you guys the day before the meeting so everybody can look at it.
Oh, that'd be great.
And then if you guys can get me proposed agenda items by noon, or like, so that would have me sending at the end of the day. Would you rather like earlier, but like noon the day before? Then I need proposed agenda items a little earlier.
This just through email?
Email or text.
I probably wouldn't even have a chance to look at it until I home that evening anyway, so.
Yeah. I would be working on it in the evening anyway, so.
Like for today, if I had it like last night,
Mm-hmm.
that'd be good.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. So then
If I could, something that I wanted to add, if I could get that to you by like yesterday morning,
Mm-hmm.
would that be good?
Yeah, or just yesterday at noon.
Oh,
By noon?
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. And if you can, so I wrote a little thing in here, so like a title would be good, but a few sentences would be better. For example, instead of just plowing the streets, it'd be better to have an explanation of what you want to talk about. And even a proposed solution. Like I get complaints we don't plow very promptly. It seems you guys wait for the snow to stop before they start plowing. If we start plowing, there's 2 inches of accumulation, regardless of whether it's snowing. And then the discussion goes a whole lot faster.
Yeah.
Or like, I'm concerned our snowplow doesn't have much useful life left. It's going to break soon. Should we buy a replacement and have a backup? But if you don't have, if you can't, some words or sentences, fine. At least get to the agenda. But we don't have to do it this way, but I think it would help our meetings go a little faster. Okay. So then I've got this thing called project execution cadence / process. So I thought maybe we could think about things in terms of projects that we have underway. And we know like what projects we have ongoing and we can check in on them. And I think it's also helpful if you have a person responsible for each project, like they're the project manager, and make sure one person isn't doing too many projects. So this is kind of like what we do at work. We have projects and we know who's responsible for each project. And so maybe better, helpful is to look and flip the next page and see like, project street department fixed chipper, and then project street department things that Kenny may need, not vehicles and mowers, and then project street department new vehicles and mower. So I pulled these from the notes I made at the last meeting, all the things we kind of talked about, and then I brought in the to-dos for what we decided from the last meeting, so we could kind of pick up where we left off. And then the next page is project building department, update building permit application forms, and comply with floodplain requirements. And then there's a separate project for corrective permit deficiencies that they found. And then there's, we've got to prepare for a meeting with them. So whatever, that's kind of what I mean by project. They're a little bit, and so it's not the department. So maybe Jen, you suggested we talk about them in the department. We could like talk about all our ongoing projects. I thought maybe we talk about all the ongoing projects before we talk about anything new. So we kind of like focus on like finish what we started. Or we could like talk about them all together, like all the projects for the street department and then anything new for the street department. So it doesn't really, whatever you guys prefer could go. And so I would take
Probably
notes.
to do that, and then you have street department out of it.
Okay.
You do the roll.
so I don't have it this structured that way, but we can just do that. We'll talk about the street department projects and then anything new with the street department. And then I'll keep notes and then send them out. And so we have like I did last time, like here's the to-dos of what we decided on. And so putting this through, I also realized we had a lot of stuff going on. Okay, so then the other thing is like checking in. So obviously, I think in the work session, we'll like check in on all the projects we've got ongoing and, you know, what needs to happen next, anything we need to decide or talk about. Checking in once a month kind of is maybe hard for executing on some things. So like at work, we check in on our projects once a week. We have a meeting, at least for the most important projects. And so we just have a meeting of whatever, the four of us, and we keep it to an hour and we just talk through, and it's usually only like the 6 most important things in the company. But I don't want to meet every week. I don't want to do a work session every week. I'm not proposing that, but like I wonder if we talk through the project list at our town council meeting, since we're already all together and it's like halfway between in the month, so then we'd be kind of touching base on things twice a month.
Like 2 work sessions, one would be the actual council meeting, talk about the same subjects. Kind of use it as an update.
Yeah. I don't know.
With that.
Okay.
So just during our regular meeting.
Yeah, I think we can't, it has to be we could have a work session, I think, yeah, we attended the town council meeting and they had an executive session prior to so we could do a work session separately on the same day. Do like a work session at 6:30 and then our town council meeting at 7. They still have to both be public and be live streamed. But then we have to wait to start the town council meeting until it's 7. We can't start it early just because we're ready.
Right.
But we could just put it in at 7 o'clock meeting and then.
Yeah, can we just add it in?
Yeah. In a way that's simpler.
And if things aren't progressing like we want them, then we can make a change.
Yeah. I don't want it to be there a long time, like if we make that a quicker check-in.
I mean, like right now, what's new, any questions? So when it comes to, okay, it's time for street department, report, no report, and then we go along with what's on the to-do and how is that going?
Well, yeah, we could work the projects right into,
Mm-hmm.
that's nice, keep the departments together.
Yeah.
Cool, I like it.
Instead of just next.
Right. Yeah, okay. And we kind of talked about some of those things anyway, but we just be a little bit more.
Sometimes, but I think we feel like, oh, we can't
Yeah,
continue.
yeah, I think
So
you're right.
just so we know.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so diving into street department, so its projects, we talked about fixing the chipper. Kevin, you were gonna.
Yeah, maybe an update on that. The parts are in and they put them on the machine. It's ready to go. I just have to tow it over to my house and take off the hydraulic hose so that we can get that leak fixed and the machine's done.
Cool, that's good.
Unfortunately, it's a very long hose.
You have to buy a brand new hose.
So the next thing. So if I just move on to the next, I'm going to like just tell me, or do you want me to ask like, you guys ready for the next or?
No, I'll just keep going if you want.
Okay.
Let's see. Numbers together from all this.
That was, I think, left over from a comment that they have no tools to work with, but I don't think that's.
Oh, well, they don't know, but
That was a long
that's why it goes to my house.
I'm sorry, where are we at now?
We're on street department things Kenny may need. so we talked about vehicles and mowers, but there was also, he gave us a handout,
Oh,
and we said something like, you know, we could spend several thousands of dollars on tools.
right.
So it wasn't
just, yeah, they wanna start going out and buying tools, they don't wanna do that. It was just an overall comment of, things are bad there, you know?
Yeah, they don't have much to work with, but
yeah.
they can help out there.
Should we give
And
them?
then he rents home those tools, so it's not like they can't find one, but it's just not handy a lot of times.
But so the to-do we wrote down was you were gonna get some numbers together from that list. I didn't. should've
I
brought
don't
that.
have any numbers for that,
Okay.
that specifically.
Do you think we should still do that, or should we just?
I think I would just put that to bed. They can, if they have something that they can do with the tools that they have, we'll just bring it to my house and I'll do it there.
Okay.
Yeah, well, one of the things that I'm gonna do this afternoon is tow the chipper over to my house so I can get that hose off, because they can't really get to it.
Okay.
I mean, I think money needs to be spent more on the truck and the plow instead
Just
of
stuff
throwing
you're gonna
it.
have fixed.
Yeah. Instead of let's spend $10,000 and get them half the tools they need.
But can we give them? I don't know if we have the money. Could we give them $1,000 budget to buy?
They have stuff in their budget.
Okay.
They have winter supplies. If you look on these line items, on stuff, they have stuff. They just don't ask if they can go get anything.
Okay.
They never come to me and say, hey, can I go get a wrench?
You know, they can get oil and that kind of stuff.
I've got, moving down to the, trucks and whatnot. I've got several people looking for vehicles for me. I've found a number of them.
I seen the 3, but I didn't know how to comment. Go get it? I mean, that was my comment.
Well, that's gonna be kind of my question is, do you guys just want me to decide?
Well,
Or do you all wanna come up and look at this stuff? Cause some of the stuff's kind of far away.
I mean, for me, I can see a picture and say, yeah, that's nice, and that's all I'm gonna say, because
Yeah.
I figure you know all the mechanics on it.
Does that guarantee that we're gonna get something that won't break? No.
No.
Well, it's nothing's guaranteed in the new. Well, I guess you're warranty, but
Right.
yeah. Okay, but our first to do was Jenny figure out how much cash we can get from this year's budget and how much we can borrow and how that for the Monday town council meeting. But you said you didn't then, which is fine, it's only a few days. But like, how much can we spend now?
I would prefer that it's like, hey, I have this, can we buy it?
Okay,
It's easier for me to look at something like that than here's all this money to spend, because then that gives you free range to spend all of that money instead of focusing on what we really need to get and then me looking for that and then.
Sure. Well, I don't know if it's still available, but I did find one truck that I kind of liked. It was a dump bed. I can't remember if it was a crew cab or standard cab, but had a plow and it was $36,000. It didn't have a lot of miles on it, which, as opposed to $80,000, I think that's a lot. Pickups, I can find pickups just about any place, so that's not really a worry. As far as the mower, I just got another quote yesterday on a mower, similar to what we have from the rigs that I just got that yesterday. Okay, that came to, it's a 60-inch Kubota, 25 horse diesel,
How many inches?
60-inch. I think
Okay.
that's a little bit bigger than what we currently have. And the cost of that is, geez, $17,849.
Wow.
How much, so sorry?
$17,849.
I was hoping 12.
Keep open.
Yeah?
We can get one for probably 12.
No, I was just guessing when you said it was like, it's gonna be at least 10 grand, you know, but, so could we buy the $36,000 dump truck? With the plow?
If that's what Kevin wants.
I see that one of the issues that we're gonna have with stuff like this, if we find it, especially with the trucks, we gotta buy it now, or it won't be there.
Right.
So that's, especially with stuff like that, the availability is, thunder goes fast.
So it's probably not there, but it
I'm
might.
gonna say it probably isn't,
Right.
but.
But you
I
would have
am
wanted
still
that
gonna look
one.
at that one that you sent me the thing from Neumeyer's auction. It's a little older truck. That's not a, it's not a vehicle that's priced. It's gonna be an auction truck. I'm familiar with the owner, familiar with the truck. It's a little bit older than I like, but pretty well taken care of and it's in that shape. So I'll be very curious to see what it goes for. You know, if we can get something like that for, say, 16,000, that might be the way to go. And he's also got, he doesn't have a pickup truck, but he's got a service body truck that we could probably use for a pickup truck. I'm not as familiar with that truck. I know we got it. It's one with the toolbox on the side. I believe that one's a gas truck.
Oh, is this Ford 450 diesel or gas?
Let me see the picture. Yeah, I don't remember. This is the one I was thinking about right there.
Oh, that was the one you wanted?
That's the one that kind of, because it's already got the plow. See the
Oh.
plow in the back.
Okay.
It's in the bed.
Don't we have plows?
You can't take them off one truck and put them on another.
Oh, really?
No. The frames are different.
Hmm.
So on my end, you find something and you think it's good, I'm okay with it because what they have is just not good right now and we're getting close.
And if you're somewhere and you're like, we have to get this, then just call me, and then I can hook up with the person in that office and make arrangements to get a check over there.
Okay. Well, that green one, that one was from that place that apparently we've had trouble with.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things, in fact, that was just walking into the town hall to talk to their clerk to find it, because they buy most of their trucks anymore from places that don't have. What do they do with the sales tax?
You have to pay the sales tax, and then when you register the vehicle, it gets like reimbursed,
From,
the BMV.
okay, so BMV pays you back the sales tax.
Yeah, because when the vehicle place, when they do it, then, because they pay the sales tax, and it'll go to Indiana. And then, so, I don't know, it gets all reimbursed or whatever.
The states
But-
work it out between themselves.
Yes, because it even says on your tax exempt form that this is no good for, vehicles.
Okay. So really, we shouldn't have done what we did last time.
But that had nothing really to do with us, that agreement. The police officer that was buying it, that was getting all the quotes and everything together, and the sales guy, they were like, oh, okay, tax exempt, he didn't know any better either.
Oh, okay.
So, and that's what happened.
So it's still, I mean, it's on this website, cars.com. I don't know if that's where you found it.
Yeah, it was, or Auto Trader or something, I can't remember,
Yeah.
but it's still showing up there.
But it says contact. The price is slightly different. It's dropped $150. Oh, it says $150 price drop next to the price. Okay, that makes sense.
They'd have to figure that out.
So if that's still available, do you still want it?
Oh, well, I'm not gonna say I want it, but I wanna look at it.
Okay.
The issue is that I gotta go up by Midway Airport to do it.
Right. And, so could we swing $34,000?
And we'll be able to figure it out, yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot better than 80.
Yeah. But 80 was maybe our total of everything, right? Or was it?
No, that was a used.
Oh,
one.
yeah.
It was like a
Wow.
120 for,
Yeah. You're right. It's used on truck 80, used pickup truck 40, mower 12 to 18,000. I think you knew exactly what because you were spot on with that. 12 to 18 diesel.
Cause I buy all that crap.
Yeah. But it's not a waste of Kevin's time to go look at it. Like, we could make
No,
it work.
especially if I find it like it and I can call you, that's
Yeah.
great,
Okay.
that's good.
So you can go,
Is it at that dealership though?
It is,
I would just call them before, just say,
I already talked to him once.
oh, okay, what, they didn't say anything, or,
I told him where it was from, and the guy didn't say a word, so.
okay,
it's at the same dealer.
yeah.
Paid him, no, that's the guy's name.
I mean, the sales guy will want to close the deal. And they
Right,
just,
but the owner was after us for a year.
yeah.
What was the name of the dealer?
I don't remember.
But hopefully, the sales guys can close sales without having to get every sale approved by the owner. But yeah,
Well, anyway. I probably will not be able to go up there tomorrow, but I'll take Friday off and do it.
that would be awesome. So, okay, you're gonna go look at.
And who knows, maybe they'll have a pickup truck there too. Can we get a 2 for 1?
Right. It could be nice to give a 5,000 for a pickup. Not a 2 for 1, but you know.
That's probably what we get for that red one, that doesn't have a frame.
So
It is more than a little amazing, the price of used trucks.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of a shame.
Yeah. I mean, it was a couple of years ago, we were looking for one, it was like,
When you get about your,
yeah.
So you said we still have 5,000 of, so the notes from last meeting, we have 15 in Hume Cap Development, 5,000 in CARES Act money, and perhaps 20 you could find somewhere else. So, and that was all for this year? So, can we use the CARES Act for this? And the Hume Cap, that all counts?
That's all I do out there.
Cool. So that 40,000 there, which this truck is
36.
36. So
I
then,
think it was actually 34, 33 something.
yeah, 33,800 now. And so,
What year is that truck?
112.
That's fairly new, so.
What year?
2012.
Oh.
And it's got a plow.
And all the pictures, the inside still looks nice.
And all the stuff will fit on the back of that, like the chipper box and all that, is that?
Oh, sure.
Okay. So we still need a mower, and so this is 33,800, and the mower was 17,900.
Do they go on
So
sale?
together that's 51.7.
Actually, the nice thing about, especially mowing equipment, we get huge breaks from the manufacturers for municipalities. So, like, if I was to go buy that mower myself, for, say, if I still had my business going, that'd be a $24,000 machine.
Wow.
I was looking for the discount after 70, I mean, before 70.
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought you were gonna say, oh, we can get it for 12.
So together they total like 52,000. So could we want to get both? Could we finance like 12,000 of the truck? Like put down,
Can you finance the whole lawnmower? Is that?
or finance the, finance a lawnmower?
I'm sure they would.
Yeah, financing is a process, I can go talk to the bank, get that started,
Or should we just buy the mower
let's buy the
next
truck.
fiscal year? Is that the better way?
Well, I mean, we're gonna be cutting grass for what, maybe another month,
Right,
and then it's gonna, we have a brand new thing that might take us a month to get if we finance it, so we don't have a brand new machine just sitting up.
well, but we're also, this 40,000, because there's the use it this year, or you can't use it next year, or use it the year after kind of thing.
But we're getting the truck, right?
We're getting the truck.
Okay, well,
Well, okay, is the dump truck the most highest priority thing for you?
I would say so, yeah.
And then, so the second, would you say is the pickup truck or the mower?
Pick up.
Oh, okay, then maybe we shouldn't be looking at the mower.
I think the only advantage to the mower would be the fact that we may be getting better pricing late in the year. Because if they've got it in stock, are they gonna wanna sit on that thing all winter?
Okay,
So, but anyway, do I know that for sure? No. But if I was buying it for myself, I would say that would definitely be the case. Being that it's municipal, I don't know if that would matter.
right, okay, that makes sense. They're giving us this deep discount.
Correct. And another thing, I've gotten some other prices, I don't know if I can even find them in my phone, but different brands. I know I talked to, the Young Equipment Beecher, brand called Grasshopper.
Mm-hmm.
I've also talked to, I think it was, Evinger, Exmark. These are all pretty high quality brands, so.
There's another one Kenny was talking about, I guess Neil has one. At home. Got a weird name.
Bad boy.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is, yeah. I mean, they're okay.
Yeah.
For homeowners, they're okay. In fact, actually for homeowners, it's a pretty good machine. But I don't think they even make anything diesel.
Oh, okay.
You also talked about getting with Justin from the car dealership about their fleet program, see if we could use that.
Yeah,
Set
but,
for-
I just got something from him.
yeah, he's been looking pretty hard, he sends emails.
Okay.
So the fleet program, like, he said it just depends. You know, if you're buying something brand new, then he goes, there might be discounts that work better in your favor than fleet discounts. So he said, whatever the case is, he'll try to get us the best deal.
Yeah. So the next priority is the pickup truck over the
Over the mower.
mower. I think, should we try to do that this year and finance something? Will we be able to pay, we'll have more money that's appropriated next year, like new appropriations that will be available. Like that 40,000, that was all this year's appropriation, right?
Yes, that'll be gone.
That'll be gone, but then next year will we have,
40,000?
yeah,
No,
what do you think we'll have next year?
a lot less.
10?
If you look. So, as a capital development. Our budget amount is 2,000.
Okay,
So that's what this money was appropriated for, was to buy something.
so should we try to get that, you know, if we end up buying this dump truck for 34,000, and we have 6,000 of that 20 left over, should we try to get a pickup and use that for a down payment and finance the rest of it? Try to get a pickup this year, or not worry
I
about it?
would say definitely the pickup this year, mainly because of, the pickup I want will also be used to plow. Otherwise, once again, we've only got one vehicle to plow with.
Right, okay. And do you think we could use the approximately 6,000 for a down payment and finance the rest of the pickup? Jenny, and be able to pay for that over time, or?
I mean, we're getting closer to like that end of the year, so, I mean, there's a possibility that we might be able to, you know, we don't even know what a price is yet for anything. So I think we should just take care of this dump truck, since that can happen really fast, get it paid for, and then we can reevaluate our financial situation then.
Okay.
So, it makes sense to do one and see if we can do the other, and see where they, you know, maybe it's not this dump truck, but maybe if our goal is to try to get both done before the end of the year. So
Right.
let's try to do dump truck first, then pick up, get those both before the end of the year. And we can figure out which one is the better one to finance. But we probably, since we wanna use up this 40,000, we should probably not finance the dump truck.
Right, no, if we can get it for 34,000, like,
Yeah.
let's go.
And then not worry about the mower this year. And so if you see, so like if you're out there looking at the dump trucks and you see a pickup truck, and we can do them both together, why not?
Mm-hmm.
But, because we are gonna run out of time to get the financing, sounds like. How long does it take? Like a month?
You gotta have an ordinance,
Okay,
I mean, so it's a process, so I would say it can happen as fast as a month if all goes well,
okay,
because you have to have a whole ordinance written up about what you're financing, where the money's coming out of. The bank has to have that information in order for everything like that too.
Where do we have the police cars financed from?
Catlin Bank.
is that paid off? Or is
Yeah,
it
it's
paid?
gonna be off.
So,
It was just a 2-year loan.
okay, so you'd like a month is tight for financing, but is 2 months still reasonably comfortable? Like, we still have to be on top of it.
I mean, it's all, I mean, it's not gonna be anything me, it's just everything's gotta fall
Yeah,
together. You know, the bank might be a holdup. There could be many factors.
okay. So the goal is to get a dump truck and a pickup truck this year, and we've got 40,000 we can spend. And hopefully we can finance the rest.
Yeah.
Cool. And you're gonna go visit that one and see, or call first, of course.
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic. fantastic if we can knock those out. We'll be able to sell the old, you were gonna say auction some of the old stuff?
I would say, kind of what we did with the little Kubota tractor that we had.
We won't get much out of that, maybe just a few thousand or something,
Don't know
a
that.
few hundred, yeah.
You might be surprised how much we get.
Really?
There's people that want that army truck.
Oh, okay.
And that $100 lawnmower, you know, $150.
Well,
Five.
we got that thing for $500 or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, so you said we'd be lucky if we get $150.
What time do we got?
Yeah, 107. Should we move on?
Yeah.
So this project, building department, update building permit application forms and comply with floodplain requirements, or update them to comply with floodplain requirements. But we're also updating this in general. Tim wanted to, or you and Tim wanted to make them all new.
Mm-hmm.
You sent me 2 of them,
Mm-hmm.
and you said there were 2 more you were working on. Do you have those?
No, I don't. We've been, the one is a complete new build. So, I mean, so that's on the bottom of my priority list, actually.
Okay.
The other one, the miscellaneous one, I mean, we're already using it. We have used that for a permit that we have out right now. And then he's going over discussing permit stuff with another contractor. So those permits seem to be good.
So what are the 2 permits that were done?
It's like a miscellaneous
Okay.
and a pool.
Okay. And then you're still working on, is a complete new build, and then what else?
I'm not too sure if it's gonna even be necessary. He brought all these forms from Lowell, and so the other one was like, I wanna say it was just a deck permit.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, and within the miscellaneous one, there is stuff for deck information anyway. So
Okay.
it's kind of like, what's the point of having 1,500 different applications?
Right.
Just, so. And then it looks like from the conversations between you and Brandon, that he was okay with it. I know you would ask him a bunch of questions, should we be
Yeah.
putting this in there, putting this in there, and he seemed to say that seemed like it was all up to the, commissioner with inspections, making sure that those things were asked for and in with the permit information as far as floodplain stuff.
Yeah, I think I need to go back and confirm that. I went and looked at their original February or maybe March letter when they asked us to update those, and it actually just says, I can pull it up. It was like, I was shocked when I saw it. It was just like, please add a section regarding floodplain designation to your application and submit a copy to this office. I was like, oh, it sounds like that's just is in floodplain checkbox. But then there's more we'll have to do, and maybe it's they don't need to see it on the permit application because we need to collect all the permit deficiencies. They're asking us give us the documentation that proves the elevation of blah blah blah, or give us the documentation that proves that it qualifies for the non-substantial improvement modification exemption. So we still have to be getting documentation, but maybe it doesn't have to be on the original application form. Maybe that's just Tim doing his job, knows what to get, so I'll follow up. So I may have been overcomplicating that, and I'll follow up and see are these acceptable.
Yeah, I read that email and I was worried about you. I thought maybe you needed a nap afterwards. Your brain was whoo, firing off. I was like, holy moly, that was a lot of work.
I sometimes I must have just, what?
I said, I'm like, next.
Yeah. But it's also like, those are all details that have to, someone's gotta be paying
Right.
attention to. And I think maybe it's
But it's
different.
like, do they have a package they can send to us and say, this is what we really just need when you check that box?
Yeah. And it was asking them like, okay, what's on, like, okay, what do we need for a pool permit? Like, is it an elevation certificate, or can he just measure the elevation from the benchmark? Or can he, and we got one answer from one guy and a different answer from another guy. Can Tim measure the elevation?
It'll be a requirement.
Well, they said you need something from a surveyor for even the pool installation. Yeah. But they weren't even sure. They were first said, no, you don't need a surveyor, and then they said you did. I mean, the two different people at the DNR. So I think
Well, that's important just from a financial point, because it's very expensive.
I know. I paid for one. I paid for both an elevation benchmark and a as-built elevation certificate, and it's not inexpensive. So I'll follow up on that. And I think maybe it'll be really simple. We can close it up. And then, so yeah, I did the to-do. I sent that to them, but it created.
Or we can talk about that at their meeting with them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of just wondering if we could do that.
I'd love to have it done before the meeting. It'd be kind of cool to, I don't know, but they're happy to talk with us at the meeting and help us. So yeah, maybe we just wait for the meeting to be a point. So maybe it just depends on time.
So that's the last to do section that we're looking at.
Okay, so we're in the update building permit application forms. So I'll also ask them if they need to see the complete new build permit, because their most recent letter, I gave that to you about the meeting. It's this thing. This is they sent us, it's the cover letter and then their nice DNR about the meeting on September 26th. They said, please submit a blank copy of your community's current permit application for development in floodplain areas prior to our meeting. So I can ask them, what do you mean by that? Like, you mean new construction? Because we haven't had one in 9 years or whatever, you know.
Actually, there's the last one.
Yeah. No, this is a full house.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah. I need to find my elevation certificate. So,
So we're gonna try to have a meeting with him at our town board meeting?
No, we're scheduled the meeting. Was that on a Tuesday or,
I think it was a Friday.
Friday.
oh, Friday, yeah.
Yeah, the 26th.
Yeah, I read that one too.
So can we do that here? They have it at town hall, but I think here would be better.
I agree.
Yeah. So I'll ask them to change.
I think I even put it in the newsletter that it was gonna be here,
Okay,
so it's already been published.
great. So I'll just tell them, yeah. And I need to ask them what they mean by the blank copy of ask them what they mean by one. So then the 2 is a new information request. Be prepared with information on the number of permits and variances issued in designated special flood hazard areas since January 7th, 2024. If any one such permits or variances were issued, please submit copies of those files to this office for review prior to our meeting.
So they want all permits for 24 and what I had this year.
Yeah. Do you have those all in one file somewhere? Okay. And those would be, some of those would be Dave.
They're all waived.
Yeah. who's your scanner? Does your scanner handle, like, do a good with, like, I have a scanner that doesn't auto feed very well, and I have to manually put the pages in.
Oh, that's fine.
Yours
Yeah.
works great?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. When can you get that all scanned?
I mean, I can work on it so they can have it before the meeting.
Okay.
I can send it to them.
I'm going to send it, I think it's
The meeting is the
supposed to be prepared to have it.
26th. Well, the cover letter says, please send it to us ahead of time.
I'll make sure we get it.
Can you have it done in a week by the 17th? Next Wednesday?
Maybe.
Okay. You've got them all in a file,
Yeah.
so could I scan them if you can't? By the 17th?
If that's what you want to do.
Okay. But like, there's not like a records rule that prevents.
They can't leave the office.
Yeah.
They have to scan them in my office.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
I mean, I can get it done. I just don't want to say I'll have it done by Monday and then stuff come up. Because like I said, I'm in my office by myself.
Yeah.
So,
No.
and this right now is the most important thing.
I know you're in the busy season and you don't have your helper,
Right.
so that's why
And
I'm
I said
asking.
I'll get it to them a week before the meeting. I can promise that.
Oh, okay. You just said before, so
Yeah.
that's why I was. So you'll have it to them a week before,
Mm-hmm.
which will be, so that's Friday. Okay. Oh, I lost my document.
No.
So you can have it done by the 19th. And then,
Most of the stuff's already scanned anyway because I have to send all the permits to the county. So they're already in file in the computer.
okay,
So it's really not that big of a deal.
number 3, they just want the ordinance, that's not a problem. And then number 4 is be prepared to share information regarding your community development review, permit inspection, and appeals procedures at our meeting. Because that's just Tim to be able to talk. Did you have any prep we need to do for number 4?
I think somebody needs to get with Tim and devise a plan on how to deal with all those permits. You know, I think that's,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big deal for Tim to have to do someone else's cleanup work that he wasn't even involved in, and he doesn't know about half of these permits. So, I think he should be, somebody needs to like, hey, can we sit down and chat about how we're gonna attack these permits?
Okay. You guys good if I get together with them?
Sure.
Yeah.
You definitely know more about it than I do, that's for sure.
I wish I didn't though.
And I'm glad you do.
And then please have a copy of your flood insurance rate maps and flood insurance studies currently used by your community. Is that something we have, like a paper copy of, or, I know it's all online, right?
We usually get a new map, what is it, like every 10 years or something like that?
Yeah.
So I'll try to dig that out.
Okay. I can also ask them about like,
Yeah,
so can
exactly
we
what
just
they
use the
want.
online one?
Well, yeah, because
Maybe
I
that's
mean,
where-
aren't they the ones that advise this thing anyway?
Right.
I think they're just trying to see if we have that document.
Yeah, because technically I think it makes sense if, you know, but for us it kind of doesn't matter because everything's in the floodplain, except for whatever people that don't own this and apparently no one has. So, yeah, so for us it's like, are you in floodplain? Of course. But for Lowell, maybe some parts are and some parts aren't, and you know, it's more complicated. So it makes sense for us, whatever. So I'll follow up with them about all that. So how about before you dig it up, let me ask them.
I didn't get online, make a copy.
Okay. So I'll get with Tim. So I think we can move on from the meeting. Correct permit deficiencies is found by the DNR. That was from there earlier. The thing we talked about with them when we did that Zoom call, I'm surprised they don't mention that here, but were all those permits in last year or this year? Or did they went back?
No, they wanted me to go back,
Right.
because I can't remember what the date was, if it was 17.
Oh, really? That far
Yeah.
back?
Well, at first they wanted every single permit from that,
So
but then they asked for, then they asked to just pull some random ones out. So then they wanted 10. So I picked like 2 out of each year.
Yeah. I'm afraid that if we had gotten all those resolved faster, which we just weren't able to do, then we could have not gotten the second letter. And then now looking at more permits, and they're gonna. So what he told me over email was so it was their first reach out was a community assistance program, or contact community assistance, this is a community assistance visit, that FEMA asked them to close the community assistance contact case and open a new community assistance visit case. And they didn't want to do that, but the DNR overruled them. Not the DNR, the FEMA overruled the DNR. And so it sounds like it's kind of like an escalation, like our, nicer reach out didn't get handled. So I want to get all this stuff done before we possibly get to a different escalation, I don't know if there is one, we could ask them when we meet, but.
Well, maybe when they come down here and see what they're dealing with, and we're not growing anywhere, they'll go, okay.
Yeah, I don't think so, I think.
Might not be a big problem as it seems like.
I think they want to see that we're capable of fixing our mistakes.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so I can do a better job of moving this forward. So we can move on to the Broom property permit and occupancy. Where are we on time? It's 1:24.
Is there anything new on that?
You sent them a letter, and then you were gonna write another letter we could give them. And
I sent them a letter stating that according to my records, that they were not the only ones. So I sent any property owner that had an expired permit a letter that stated that there was no occupancy permit attached to any final inspections with their permit. The permit's expired, and according to our ordinance, that they can be fined up to $25 a day until that permit is renewed.
Oh,
Not that that is something that we're looking to do, but just to let them know that. So I got a call back from one property owner, and they said that Dave Kidmeyer had given them occupancy permit. And I said, well, I don't have a copy of that. If he did it, and I attest that too, so I don't have a copy of that. And they said, well, we're too busy right now to dig through and get it for you, but we'll get it at some point. And I said, well, that's fine.
Can you give me the copies of those letters? Can I, maybe don't want to say who it is, or it's being recorded, but can I get those?
Yeah, there was only 2 sent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
What kind of work?
it was just fixing up a house. So I mean, it's not a big deal, but I just sent them a letter just saying, hey, if it's not done, you need to redo a permit.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so then when they called and they said, well, we have it, and I said, well, all I need is a copy of that occupancy permit and we can close it out.
Okay.
And in the letter it also stated that, they got a copy of a building permit, and, you know, here's our newest version of our building permits, all you have to do is just fill it out with what was left from the last inspection that was accepted, and whatever you guys have left to do. It's not gonna be the same price, it'll probably be, you know, if it's just a final inspection, then your permit's only gonna cost that much. If there's a lot more, then it'll be different. And, but yeah, they said they had an occupancy and they'll give me a copy, and I said, okay, and I said, because of, it could, you know, it could result in a final inspection that might not pass.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then, when I spoke with Valerie, about that too, she said that Tim gave her a contact with an architect, and so like all 3 of them
Right.
have been conversing. And the architect actually advised her not to redo the permit as of yet, because there's still some things that they wanted to work on and get more information on. And so I told her, I said, okay, well, maybe let the architect know that we have to, you know, we'd like to close this permit out. We'd like to get you guys an occupancy,
Mm-hmm.
because that's what you should have to be operating.
Yeah.
So, and she's fine with that. You know, we talked about it, and I told Ken about the letter and all that, so just wait for him to get that permit done.
Well, I talked to Tim last week, very briefly, and said that, he told me that they did find this architect, and they were working with him, and he was going to, work with him as far as getting that, state design release.
Mm-hmm.
And if things go the way they hope, they would be exempt from the sprinkler system thing, because they're not hooked to the municipal water source. That was pretty much the extent of the conversation, but.
Yeah.
So we had it to do that we were gonna try to get a meeting,
Yeah.
you and me, Tim, and the rooms. I still think we should do that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
What we talked about last meeting, though, didn't have anything, well, it was okay, it's this stuff.
Yeah. There's the permit and occupancy. So, I gotta reach out to Tim anyway, but the Humani can kind of like
Okay.
also ask that together.
About that permit.
Just schedule a meeting with Kevin, Tim, David, and Grooms. And then, can you send me a copy of the letter you sent to those two letters? To
So,
permits that have been closed without giving occupancy, or whatever.
these bottom 2, when you can hook up and be or don't be, does that have to be an ordinance written up or anything, or?
That's what it needs to be in the contract of what we're gonna, what they expect out of us, what we expect out of them. We just, we need to have it all in writing,
Okay.
So I
because
think,
it's gonna it'll save everybody in the long run.
right, I wonder if we do that when they're applying for the permit. It's a condition of getting the permit that they agree to hook up.
Could be, yeah, I would think.
Because we're gonna say, we'll approve your structure with the well, or, I don't know. Maybe we we should have done it when we gave them the okay to put in a well, because I think we have the ability to mix that if we wanted.
Water on the bridge now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just,
So is it totally water under the bridge, or should we try to attach it to the permit, or do we just
well,
ask them?
she had come
Or we
and
could
said,
just attach it to, the occupancy.
Okay, make it a condition of that.
Once.
yeah, cause she came to me a long time ago. Like, I think before they even started demoing, that she would like to have something in writing with the council purpose and, you know, some type of agreement. Because what happens if all three of you guys are gone?
Yeah.
And they come in and they're like, who in the world allowed this? Nope, shut it down,
Hmm.
you know, we need something to protect everybody.
So you put it in some kind of contract, attach it to the occupancy permit, and it should all be.
Okay, so do we just, should we leave that alone until they're getting close to the occupancy, or do you, because you're in the middle of budget, what to do is you to draft some stuff, but,
It's not me drafting this contract, they'll be the attorney.
okay, are you gonna, so the do is Jenny will write up what she recommends in the contract, send it to the council for review, and then we'll have the attorney draft it. Do you wanna just hold on that? Because you're in the middle of budget stuff?
No, it's something I can
Just
work
wanna
on,
do that?
it's fine.
Okay.
I mean, it's not that difficult,
So we'll
yeah.
carry that over. But like, it's not holding anything up because they don't even have a permit. Once they have a permit, then it'll be a little more time sensitive. Utility meter installation. Any luck finding a plumber?
No,
I've not even gotten a call back from Keith on the 4-inch one. Still waiting for him to call me back.
I was hoping to have,
that too, right?
I was hoping to get a rate study done or started by November, but that's not gonna happen. We've had these meters running for, what, a year now? Or, I mean, since the beginning of the year. When did they get put in?
It was over the winter, huh?
Yeah, it was like November,
Yeah.
so we could have had a whole year's worth of information
So what's the
being
problem?
studied on.
Yeah, what's the problem with the 4-inch?
Steve has to come back and put it in.
So it's all, we'll have it now, because was the problem we didn't have it?
We didn't have it when they were putting the meters in, correct?
Okay,
I don't think we got it until like April or May or something like that.
so we've been waiting since April or May?
That's when we got the meter.
Uh-huh.
Now we're waiting for them to come back and put it in.
Yeah, but so we've been waiting for Z since April or May.
Correct.
They're not calling you back?
Yeah, to be honest, it was quite a while before they even knew that the meter was here.
Okay.
So have we paid them already?
Mm-hmm.
So how long have they known?
Oh,
So say June even.
at least a couple of months.
Okay. When the ground's gonna freeze,
Wow.
before we know it.
That's a good idea.
What?
I said, you're really looking at it.
Yeah. So I was just thinking, like, we've been waiting since April, I'm like, but, yeah. So.
Well, when was I up there, and it was just the wrong meter there, or?
That was the 4-inch meter.
Okay.
So you got plumbers aren't calling you back? Or you do not have the time to call
The one, yeah, they're not calling back. I don't know if it's just busy. I only have a couple of plumbers that are contracted to the town,
them? Yeah.
so.
So is there somebody else who's not contracted with the town that we could use and have become contracted?
So they would
Well,
just have-
Hen and Sons they just updated theirs, so I could possibly call them. They updated their license, so to move from general to also electrical and plumbing, so.
What's the, remember what Keegan, when we met with the fire department, said he knew a bunch of plumbers.
He said we are a bunch of union plumbers.
Okay. Should we do anything else? Should we try to contact? Like ask Keegan if he knows people?
If anybody knows any plumbers, let's call them.
Okay. And we need the floor fixed for the fire department and 2 meters installed with
2.
car breaks.
Well, 3 actually. So
3.
the one in the fire department. And 2 at Carver.
But we already paid for police to put
I
in
was
one.
gonna say, we're not
Right,
gonna
like
want
Zeus is gonna
to
do-
somebody else.
The plumber, we need to do 2 meters.
Yes, you're
Fire-
correct, I'm sorry, I misunderstood what you said.
And then the fixing the floor, right?
Yeah, that worked out well last time.
You can waste the money.
Okay. Do you guys know anyone? Or I could ask Keegan, text him and just say, can you give us the names of any plumbers? He's on the fire department, he lives across from town hall.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll ask him.
Wasn't that a problem?
Mm.
But, whatever. I wonder if like Raquel would do it. And they're a huge company, I just don't know if they would screw with something so small.
Speaking of the meter installation, I've had multiple complaints about how, well, just the property owner, they wanna know who's gonna repair the sidewalk from it being all smashed up for the meter to get put in, cause it's right in front of their entry door to get to their apartment.
Where is this?
And,
In front of
The
Jack's.
Jackson building.
yeah,
The doorway.
Which Jack?
in front of the old barn and grill, in the apartments, yeah,
Is this the Jack
Well,
Trails
that's
old building
Jack.
too?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I mean, we have to do something.
It depends on where you hung out more. Yeah, I asked Ken to go pull some weeds out there and maybe throw some more gravel in it for right now, but
Well, that's what they're wondering, is when is it gonna get repaired, because it's just, it's right in front of their door.
right, but how do you do that? Do you do that around, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, cut it.
I mean, it's-
concrete, pouring concrete.
Yeah, but there's a meter in there. You concrete over the meter or you have to leave?
Or you concrete over it, not the actual opening. In other words,
So you just leave a little circle cut out so you can get into the
Like a
meter.
storm drain hole, it would be looking like.
yeah, kind of like that, yeah. I mean, the actual cover for the meter pit is about that big.
Oh.
The actual opening's only about like that. So everything gets covered except the this. And we would, I mean, I mentioned we could hire this guy to come in and do it, to pay him as an employee.
And your person that we talked about last month as the
Like
meter guy.
concrete?
It's kind of a specialty.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, there are people that can do it, but if you get it done,
Well, I thought you said this
Yeah,
guy
so-
could do all kinds of things. That's
Pretty
all.
yeah, he's not a concrete person. That's a special skill.
Well, because Kenny mentioned, I don't know that I can do that. He can go through more gravel, and that would help out for now.
Now we call Town Country and see if they can just come and that, if they have time?
I don't think they would do concrete.
They did their sidewalks.
Yeah, no. I mean, you can call them,
Let me get out there with a bag of cement and mix a big stick in a water bucket or a bucket of water or something. There you go.
if I had more time, I would do it, but I don't.
Do you wanna call Town and Country?
I mean, I'll call some concrete people, just to get it fixed, if that's okay.
Yeah.
And we'll have probably 3 places for them to fix.
Okay. What are those 3 places?
We're gonna have to do something for Jack's old building, Jack Gerald's old building,
Okay, so that's Cruisewick.
and also,
Jack Duncan's old building?
That's the apartments.
Yeah.
Fire department?
transport graphics.
Are these all from water meter installations? Okay.
The post office is good?
Yeah,
It's in the ground, I think.
That's on the grass, I think. Yeah. In fact, I think all of us are in the grass. It's on this one.
Can you also ping or nag, Zeus again?
Yeah, no. In fact, if you wanna call them right now, if you want.
No, that's fine. Maybe not. You gotta leave it too?
I'm gonna have to leave in about 7 minutes because they're ripping up the road in front of Lakeland, so I have to detour.
Okay.
They're not ripping up the road, they're doing the sewer.
How far away are you gonna go for that?
Not too far, just one of those back roads across
I forgot.
north of Oshna.
So if we're having a concrete person to come in and do 3 small jobs, should we just, does that help us with the plumbing in the fire department? Do we wanna, is the concrete gonna need to be cut there? Or,
That I have no idea.
okay,
Cause that's what I was
yeah,
thinking too, if we have to have another guy come out and do more concrete, it might be throw some gravel in this hole and wait for all of it to get done. But we won't know until we get a plumber.
We found a little crawl space in the office.
yeah. That was funny.
Yeah.
Did
I'm
you
like,
crawl
what's this
in?
hole? No, I don't do that.
You crawl in there to find out where the leak is.
Did it go down?
I didn't look.
Okay. I wouldn't mind looking.
Go for it.
That's really a crawl space?
There's something in the main office, and we were all sitting in there talking, and I'm like, what's that? Thinking like, is that a cool place to get to the plumbing?
It's in the floor.
Yeah.
The hole is in the floor and it's not in the wall and it goes down.
I thought so too. I'm thinking about there's some hole. I don't know what it goes to.
It's cloud down
Anyway, you
there.
got a little dog, and put a camera on his head.
My grandson's at my house.
That's the size of the
Oh.
wall.
I got kids that would be delighted to explore.
Right.
Tie rope on.
Yeah.
I don't even have grandkids that'll do that.
All right, so I forgot to have us talk about other things with the departments. Is there anything else with the street department we need to talk about, or the utilities?
Nothing to know about.
So I haven't met with Bob yet about clarity structure with the police department. Was gonna do that in August. I think I should put all my effort into the DNR stuff at this point. Are you guys okay with pausing that until we can?
Yeah, but you know what? right, 2 cars went through that stop sign,
Mm-hmm.
going north, cause that's
Nobody
where
saw
we were
it.
sitting.
Okay.
And I thought, you know, if one of them would sit out there, maybe just one day, how many people will get stopped? And
I
I had
have my
somebody,
office door open, and that's why I'm here. You would think there was never a stop sign.
but then somebody else told me, coming south through town, it needs a new stop sign, because you can't see it. It's
Yeah, our stop signs are cracked, they're all faded, and they don't reflect.
That's why people don't stop, because they're faded.
Kind of.
Really.
Yeah.
When they drive past me and I'm sitting there at the stop sign and they drive past me and they look at me in their blue pickup truck as they're driving right through. Going very slow, but I knew they should have stopped.
And we haven't worked on the chicken ordinance either. I'd like to pause both of those.
I would like to, you're grandfathered in if you have them now, because but anyways, that's.
My family would like to have chickens, but we're not gonna do it until it's allowed.
Right.
So, but,
I just, yeah, right now it's a lot and.
so to do from the last meeting, David, we'll let Bob know that one of them enforced a stop work order at the restaurant. I did that
Again?
today.
Well, they have a permit now.
Okay, oh,
I was gonna say, I thought I seen.
I didn't see it, I forgot about it, I was looking at the, preparing for this, and I was like, oh. So I'll let them know they have a permit. Oops.
That was from the first time we started.
Oh, somebody says they're watching the work meeting. What about buying a truck and buying a plow to install the new truck? Who's watching the? Yeah.
Who's watching?
We have questions. Keegan. Oh, hi Keegan. Okay. Yeah, I'll answer in my text. Just so because we're out of some time.
So, okay, just to be clear then, are we, like you've seen this, are we supposed to be watching and looking for any comments?
No,
No,
we don't have
we're
to.
supposed to
Okay.
conduct a meeting, people can ask questions, but
Yeah.
that's fine.
I just thought that was
Questions
funny.
that might get answered later.
And then did we fix the leaky toilet at the community building?
He's gonna go get the parts this week,
Okay.
they were working on the chipper. He was
Didn't
working.
it shut off, huh?
It shut off, so it's not running anymore. So it's like you go to concrete and go,
Yeah.
people didn't know how to concrete.
Kind of, Lolo's old building, did he come in and say the water was on, or
No.
doesn't say anything?
Mm-mm.
Have you seen it?
Mm-mm.
You should, I guess.
Yeah. He needed his water turned back on.
Oh,
See, it should be on, but I have no way to verify that.
so do we do this a lot, on and off and on and off, or did you just get it shut off?
He's been gone for like a year,
Oh, okay.
so.
Well, that's what I wondered, does it come down like maybe
But that's
once
what,
every month and you gotta go turn them on?
that's what would be nice if we could get this rate study done and implement these new meters, then there is no shutting anything off ever.
Oh, okay.
Because they're just gonna have to pay base rate, and that's that.
So then,
Because when they ask for their water shut off, then it gets shut off from billing,
okay.
and that's just too much.
So like these people that leave for months at a time, they go shut their water off, that will not happen and you're gonna have to pay the normal water.
Yeah, it's just a base rate, there'll be, like, it'll show no usage. Because, yeah,
Okay.
That's another thing.
Well, I think most people,
Base
especially
rate,
like I
base
said,
rate.
in the winter, they want their water shut off so that if there's a leak.
Right.
that's different, that's residential stuff.
Oh.
But business is turning the water on.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't think it made it different.
So there's a new project, I put this under new projects of, I talked to the fire department. I think that meeting went pretty well, but, that we had after the last town council session. And, we're gonna be getting, to put a checklist for everything they need to do to get the check. So if they just check everything off as they go, then no big surprises. It's all in the contract, it's not like we haven't described, but putting it all on one page, just make it easier for everybody. So I told them I'd do that, so it's a new project I need to do. That meeting was super productive, like, yeah, so, but anything with we talked to the listed departments, anything on the fire department?
Is there a contract?
We need to start working on, I think,
Yeah,
any edits, maybe if the fire department can be contacted and say, hey, at your guys' next business meeting, do you wanna pull out the old contract and see if there's anything that you're really not okay with, so that way we can get that. And then if there's anything that we think would be more efficient on our end, because with it being September,
yeah,
for some reason that contract takes forever.
okay, I'll contact them,
Especially when you get a new person or two that has
and,
additional ideas.
right. And I think it was helpful, last time we really, when we edited, we all got together, and we just, pulled it up on a screen and made the edits, that would, if it's small stuff, we can just, they can say, we want this, and you guys are like, yeah, that's fine, and then cool, but if it's something we can't just, just check off and be like, yeah, that's cool, then we should just meet. I don't wanna be in the middle, that's what I'm saying. Last time, there was a time when I was like going back and forth and passing messages, and, it'll just get done faster if we just schedule a meeting. And then, which will have a live stream too, so it'll be fun. They also brought up the plowing. They felt like last year the plowing in the front of the firehouse wasn't done very well.
Okay.
No, they were given a snow blower and said, do it yourself.
Well, I know Kenny did go
So-
up there and do that a few times, and the guy that isn't on it said, I do appreciate you doing that. Well, I mean, he will do it if it's plowing. It's not always done.
I didn't know that.
Who doesn't?
It's preference.
So we need to make sure they know they have to do it.
No, I mean, Kenny will do it.
Kenny will do it,
Yeah.
but Neil won't?
I think Neil tends to forget.
Okay.
Actually, I had to make a priority list of plow for Kenny.
For Kenny?
Yeah, 'cause he
Okay.
wanted to know what was more important to do. Because there were times when I had to go to the water plant and I got stuck.
Right.
It's get Jenny to the water
Oh,
plant.
get a better car.
I know, right?
If you can use that, you
Could we
could.
put that on the list too?
So police department,
I just thought it was a bigger concrete. Big gyms. Very small. Concrete, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, I am going to have to go.
okay.
I don't know if there's anything. Is that?
Well,
Why
maybe-
was that?
If you have any questions about the budget, if you could maybe just let me know,
Okay.
because we have a public hearing on it,
Okay.
so that way if anyone's got questions, you'll know what to answer.
That's a 22nd.
When do you,
This next meeting is our public hearing for the budget, yeah.
so when do you want questions by?
I was hoping today.
Okay, yeah,
Okay, looking through what you had before though, I don't think I had any questions on it. Did you change anything?
Yep.
do we want to meet next Wednesday just to talk about the budget?
No,
Okay,
So the meeting is not Monday, it is the following Monday.
it's during our normal council meeting,
how about everybody
the
look at it
22nd.
before next Wednesday?
Did you have any questions? Have you guys looked at it at all when I gave it to you last time?
Okay.
No? Okay.
You were
I didn't
still,
have any questions about it.
yeah,
Bye.
I mean,
See ya.
we could talk about
we
it.
can talk about it now, and then, okay. How does this work? Is it
So,
one page
okay.
of the funds?
What you have first, these are budget estimates. the financial statement. So this is the best tool that I have to help me figure out if what we're budgeting is gonna be good. If you look, line 1 tells you what our cash balance was. Now, cash balance, keep in mind that if it's not budgeted appropriations, this is cash balance, like our savings. So that's in line 1, and we have that for every single fund we have a copy for. Then line 15 is what we're hoping for our budget to be. That's our budget estimate that we're proposing. Line 17 is what all of our expenses might be for 2026, and then if we spend all of that, 18 is a guesstimation of what our operating balance would be.
So where's the, okay, so 18 is, oh yeah, there it is right there, 9 plus 14 minus 17.
And then on like the next page on each fund, you have our net assessed value and the property tax rate, which that only affects 4 funds. So if there's a 0 there, it's because it's not needed for a tax rate.
Okay,
Which ones are the property tax affected?
Your cumulative capital development, general, MDH, and fire.
so casino riverboat, is that limited on what it can be spent on?
No, anything.
Alright, so is it called unrestricted, or, what's the name for it?
According to, I mean, by state code, it can be used for any legal municipal purpose.
Okay,
You can restrict it yourself,
yeah,
and say that we're only gonna use this money for that,
we
but
have,
we have not, we use the state code for that.
okay. And that's not tax money,
That's,
or it's not property tax money.
no, that's just, per population spend out from,
Yeah.
Indiana,
taxes.
Indiana revenue, yeah.
And then rainy day.
Rainy day is a fund that, you can take money, like, let's say we have, I wanna say you can put, if you have like 10% of your budget left over, you can transfer it to rainy day,
Okay.
and out of your general fund. And then, of course, rainy day can be used for whatever,
So it's unrestricted.
yeah,
And
and it's what it says, it's a rainy day fund.
you're budgeting 1,000.
Yeah, that's what we budget every year.
And we just don't have much in there.
No, we've only transferred $2,000 in there.
Yeah.
I think we did that just to establish the fund.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, it's good, like, just like an extra little savings account,
Yeah.
you know?
So general has both property taxes to be collected and miscellaneous revenue. What's the miscellaneous revenue?
Miscellaneous revenue, that's dog tags, ordinance violations that have nothing to do with traffic, building permits, contractor's license fees,
Okay.
library room rental,
Do we get a rental from
from the,
the tower?
yep,
Okay.
so it's just all the revenue outside of taxes that we get. So, which have dwindled, because we just got our first building permit, because we don't have anybody here to enforce. So there's been plenty of people building and nobody to tell them no. So
Really?
they've used the you know, go for a ride, and he'd be like, hey, what are you doing? You need to go get a permit, and I'd be like, oh, I didn't know,
I don't go around a lot,
and, yeah.
I haven't heard of anybody doing it.
Yeah, so we have a pretty good loss on a lot of our, dogs walking around town with no tags, no enforcement. It's not a big deal, it's not a huge revenue, it's only $5, but it's also for the safety of our community to make sure that we have vaccinated animals.
So then,
Don't get vaccinations, just, that's kind
okay, so our property tax levy on this is 167,000 on line 11, of what you're predicting. And line 2, that looks like that's just July to December, so that's a half a year property tax for 25. So
Line
that's
2 is the property taxes to be collected in December.
right. Which, and is December payment, is it the, what is it, June? Or
Yeah, June 30th and December 30th.
is June 30th usually about the same as December
No,
in size?
no, it's not like half and half.
Okay, we get more in June?
Yeah,
Okay. So, because I was just comparing, like, I thought maybe they were the same, and I thought like, okay, that times 2 is 126, and you've got 167 down here, so like, are we expecting more money this year? But it's just because of the,
no, we're not gonna be expecting more money.
you're expecting less.
Yeah, because of all the property tax cuts.
Right, okay.
So yeah, I didn't put any property tax impact in there.
Oh, so you didn't drop line 11 down because of the property tax impact?
Yeah, I didn't put anything in there.
Or you didn't take anything out ultimately?
You put a number in there and it'll drop everything down, yeah.
Okay. So you don't think we'll collect, you think it might be less than that?
Right, and plus with that amount, because I wanted to have this conversation with you guys, because your property tax levy has to be split between 4 funds. So I can always alter those numbers around. But I haven't put the impact in as of yet. It's probably like 15 grand.
Okay. What funds does it split between general?
General, MVH,
Okay.
fire, and CCD. CCD has its own property tax levy. So you have to build around that one.
So we set 2, okay, we set 2 levies, one is general and VH fire, and another the CCD.
And we have one levy that we split between the 4.
Okay, then why does CCD have its own?
Because it's state mandated, it says this is what it is, they know how much they're gonna give you, so they're like, this is what it is.
Oh. So we don't get to set the levy for CCD?
No,
Okay. So that's property tax, what is it?
community capital development.
We don't get to set the levy, because they just tell us.
Yep. Like 405. Yeah.
And so we set one levy that's split between general and VH and fire.
And CCD.
And CCD, we could put money into CCD?
No, the levy that it's 0.0405. So you take that, whatever our estimated levy is going to be, you subtract that, and then you can split it between the other 3.
Okay, so we get to pick a number that determines how much we get. That's the big pool. State tells us how much has to go to CCD, and then we can split the rest between
The 3.
fire, VH, and general. And could we put more in CCD if we wanted? Maybe we wouldn't.
No,
Okay. So,
no, the levy is set, that's what you get.
okay,
I don't know why you would wanna put more in, cause then you're taking away from anything else.
yeah, so I'm just surprised that, yeah, the CCD, is the CCD specified as a percentage? What is the state, how does the state determine it?
I don't know,
How do you learn it? What do they tell us?
if you go on the website, it'll print it out, and it'll say, this is your property tax rate.
For CCD?
Yep.
Okay.
Didn't tell you how they got there.
And it's been the same,
Okay,
it's like on a levy freeze, so it's been the same, it was the same as last year.
okay. So you said you wanted to ask us something, or talk about something, just how,
Well, if you look in the general fund, our property tax rate is 1.076. So our budget estimate is $238,000 for 25 cents. That's what, $238,000 to run this town.
I was just we did it on 300.
We don't.
Okay,
It gets split between everything else, but yeah, 238,000. This local income tax, that is, so what I wanna know from you guys, I guess, is when you look at line 18, that to me, like when I do the budget, that is my most important thing that I like to look at. Line 18 is what is going to give you an operating balance. I do not, like, this year, I think my operating balance for the general fund was like 9,000. And, I did take some things out of general fund line items, like, I gave the street department back their utility. So MVH can pay for their own, cause the general fund's been having to overcompensate and pay for, like the gas and the electric in the town garage. So they can have that back, because we need, I cut a lot of stuff, out of or down in the general fund. But if you look, like, I like to keep a nice padding in some of these other ones, like this local income tax, that's your, that's gonna be KJIT, that's public safety fund. So we do have a budget estimate of 16, it'll leave us with 11,000. So I'm really comfortable with that.
so local income tax, you said it was KJIT?
That is our KJIT fund, yeah.
What does KJIT stand for? Or
It's a public safety fund,
how do you spell KJIT?
CAGIT.
And it's an acronym? All caps. Okay.
I get what you're saying.
What?
It's like my, oh my god, it's my whole job, it's all
Well,
acronyms.
Well, you would love you've heard of the AAA? You heard of the,
Which one?
well, you heard of the 9A, the A.
Apparently not.
It's the American Association Against Any and All Annoying Alliterative Acronyms.
Oh, Jesus.
They're a very conservative group.
I remember longer that
Yeah.
one. What was that one again? KJIT?
Yeah, and it's like a, maybe county accrued, I don't know, something income tax.
Okay.
CAG.
CAGIT. It's your public, it's for public safety purposes only.
And this, we get that from the county?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, well, I remember we talked about this in the ambulance board meeting.
yeah, you have KJIT and you have CEDIT. That's what we get, KJIT and CEDIT. It's all coming out of that's when Lake County imposed like your payroll tax. Because before that, you didn't have to pay county tax out of your payroll.
Yes, I remember fighting that.
Yeah, so now they do, and now it comes back, and, they also, I think they're gonna change it to where you have to impose a plan, like, every year, or verify your tax rate on that too, so.
So is this, restricted, what is it restricted to?
Public safety use only. Now that leaves things pretty broad, like, I mean,
Yeah.
you can buy reflective vests for your street department, because
Okay.
it's public safety. You can spend it, what is it, 10% of Bob's pay comes out of Hagen.
What about, line spraying on the roads?
No,
Safety.
I know, but I don't think that, I mean, it might, I don't know, but I don't think so. Now, the crosswalk stuff, but,
Yeah, I can see that.
yeah,
I can kind of see both, but
yeah.
So,
Now, so for that one, I'm okay. The local road and street, that got cut down. I usually have a budget of about 30, 40 grand, and it's down to 20 because we used it this year. Local road and street money we get monthly from the state, so there is no property tax rate on that.
what do we use it on?
Local road and streets.
Oh, you said we used it.
We used some of it. We had a budget of $30,000, so they assume that we're gonna use that $30,000. So if you only have $37,000 in the bank, then it doesn't, I mean, you can't budget 30 grand again. So it's the budget's down to 20, that would leave us with 5,500.
so what is this restricted to?
Local road and street, like paving, sidewalks.
Speaking of paving, are we doing anything this year with the community crossings?
I'm waiting till next year so I can get a bigger match.
Okay.
Then,
Motor vehicle highway?
yeah, I got a pretty decent budget estimate for them because, I mean, they did not have it was a very minimal budget last year, so I really, I try to use the general fund as much as possible, and instead of paying it out of all these other funds, because, you know, we need MVH to pay for Neil's salary, part of Kenny's salary, and all the things for their department, and so, like I said, I put a few other bills back on them to kind of save all the cuts that I had to do out of general, but it still leaves them with a really decent. Now, the thing that stinks about MVH is that you take this budget amount and cut it in half.
Yeah, how it has to be used for paving?
Yeah, no, well, the restricted portion.
Can only be used for paving, we don't have to use it.
Right, so 2550 is going into an MVH restricted fund. So, which is also something, legislation has changed some things about that, but I think they're gonna be tweaking that a little bit more, so.
So that's called MVH restricted?
Yep.
What's the other MVH? Is it restricted to?
Unrestricted.
It's, we could use it for anything, but we have to use it for
Street stuff.
street stuff,
Yeah.
but it could be equipment or salaries or,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Well, we can get a Brittany shiny stop sign.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah,
And they can't see it, they can't see it.
that's right.
Okay.
Fire, I was able to up a little bit. It doesn't leave that much padding, but I think they could really use, I think, a boost. Make them feel good.
Oh, I forgot to bring something up. They have a buyer for the vehicle they wanted to sell, a potential buyer. Valpo, or someone in Valpo wants to use it. Maybe for just like spraying down streets and stuff, sounds like not fire response. So we had told them they could sell that, they could sell it, and we give them, yeah.
Did they ever sell the other one?
I don't know.
The
Yeah, no, because they would have to get the title from me.
Oh,
I
okay.
have all the
So I
titles.
still wanted to take a look at it. 'Cause
Yeah, I told them that you would be
All of it,
willing to look at it. They had it at a shop, it was at a shop when I told them.
but- Oh,
Or
okay.
someone was already looking at it, or something. No, maybe it was, Scott was gonna look at it. Scott, I think.
Yeah, and they bought a new truck too.
Yeah, they had already bought the new truck.
And then they're looking at buying another one.
They had, some decent money that they had saved up before we gave them the check, so they're being fiscally smart, after buying that, so I look at it like it's their job to manage that, and it seems to me like they're doing a good job. So, figure they know better what they need.
Right, I mean, they're not our department either,
Right,
so.
yeah, so they've
it
got
really-
freedom.
Yeah, it
And-
really has nothing to do with us.
And even if they want to spend it down to using all their money, they do get the freedom to do that, but it's encouraging that they've got it happening, so.
But with this, with the budget, with this and Cajun, if you guys wanna think about maybe increasing their contract, I'm not opposed to that, we'll just like to know whatever you guys think. Cumulative capital improvement, that's a cigarette tax, and so that's depleting.
So let me look at it.
Well, get some more smokers.
I quit.
Well, started yet.
I quit like 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
I quit like 30 years
Oh my
ago.
gosh. It might even be longer, I don't know. I just can't believe I used to do that.
Well, if I hadn't, I wouldn't still be here, so.
Yeah.
Cumulative capital improvement, is that one of the other property tax ones?
No,
So where does this come from?
it comes from the state, it's cigarette tax money.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, I'm still looking at the fire thing, so cumulative capital for the cigarette. Is this restricted?
Yeah,
To what?
cumulative capital improvements.
Okay. Makes sense. So what is a cumulative capital improvement? Just any equipment? Or?
No, improving something. You're making, like painting. If you wanna improve something. Something that you have existing, but you wanna improve it.
Doesn't have to be over a certain amount though. Maybe you paint.
You can use, you budget for it, you can use for that stuff.
I would think,
But we
So if,
Well, we can't use it to, what?
I would think that's more maintenance.
if you, the last 2 pages I have are line item stuff.
Oh, wait,
And you
wait, wait.
can, I know, but you can see, last 3 pages. Here's this double sided, that's not. But that breaks everything down into like line items you can actually see. So when you look at something like CCI, you can see capital outlay for buildings, capital outlay for technology.
Okay. And what's cumulative capital developments?
That's improvements other than buildings. Dump truck.
Is it really?
That's what we're pulling out of.
Oh, so
You have it right here, CCD 13,000.
I'm not,
Yeah,
it's cumulative capital development. So it reads, this is like the thing that's not salaries, but.
not salaries,
But
but that is the thing that's state set for the property tax rate. You basically, most of these basically, you can use whatever, but you have to stay within Yeah, it's not salaries, it's not, I mean, you're pretty much using it on your capital stuff, making things better, improving the quality of our stuff.
Okay.
This economic development income tax, that's seated. That's the other county tax that we get. We get Cajun seated, we get monthly disbursements from the county auditor. That can be used for any governmental purpose.
Well, that's nice, we get that.
Yeah. Home Rule Fund 1, I hate that it won't let me put in names. This, no, that was my foot. This is Innkeeper's Fund. This one's tricky. It can be used for,
It's number one.
yep, promotional purposes only. To attract tourism.
That's
Is
the Home
what-
Rule Fund 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, whenever, and that money comes from like the Visitors Bureau and, is that Hammond? The Welcoming Center. So the money they get, they disperse it, and it's pretty even around the board on the money that gets given to people. But yeah, it's only used for tourism. They had, and I have to submit a report with, down to the penny expenditures to them every year. So they had a hard time with me spending money on the community building. I said, well, why don't you come down here and see what I have for tourism? And I gave them a printout of all the renters at that time, and they were all from out of town. I had like one person in town rent the building, and there was quite a few other rentals, but they were all outside of town people renting it. And I'm like, so why couldn't I use your money to upgrade it? Because it's obviously getting people from out of town to come here. So we use that money. Yeah, we use that money to, excuse me. Sorry about that.
That's fine.
We use that money to buy, our refrigerator, our stove. When I got a big slip and slide for 4th of July. You know, stuff like that. Can't use it for electric, for the building, you know. I can't pay like a utility bill with it.
Oh, that kind of.
Yeah.
You said like that, I'm thinking, so they're putting stuff in.
Yeah.
This comes from still Lake County.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a hotel tax.
And we have zero to be collected, they're just not giving us any more.
Yeah, you get one big fat check,
So, but there's,
$4,725, I think.
okay,
How's that a big fat check?
It's not.
we get about 4,000,
4,725. I don't know why that number just stuck out of my head.
What is Fund 3?
This is the one that got hit really hard. And that is the police department. And that is because a lot of times your budget is based on the money that you bring in. So, you know, your revenue. So you got no money coming in, how do you spend anything?
okay. Home rule number 3 is police.
Mm-hmm.
Give me just a minute.
The 6.
Hmm?
6?
6 is LLCE, Local Law Continuing Education.
Oh, no.
Yeah, well that comes,
What is it called?
That's like, 3% court costs that come back, different things like that, that comes from the county, from like the courts, and stuff like that. And then that money is designated, you know, for, if they need to go to class, you know, just different stuff like that.
You're talking about the police?
Do you pay any of Bob's salary out of this?
Nope. Bob's salary comes out of the general fund and KJ.
Are there restrictions on what we can use this for? Just anything with the police department? Or is it like only non-salary things?
It's for training, purposes.
So home rule number 3 can only be used for training?
No, home rule I'm sorry, 6 is just for training.
Okay.
Home rule number 3, police. Now we have that split out in ordinance. So for example, we get a, like if tickets were paid, and then the money comes back, we have an ordinance, there's all these line items that you see for, in the budget amount under home rule fund 3, there's a percentage that we have set in ordinance. I plug that number into my spreadsheet, it separates it all out, and then I receipted it. So if you get a check for $1,000, 25% might go in here, 10% might go in there.
Okay.
But they didn't even bring in $1,000 last year. So, makes it real hard to, I had to move, like, clothing allowance, I had to move that to the general fund. I mean, if you look, yeah, I mean, their budget was only $9,000, 600.
So home rule fund 3 can be used for just any police stuff. Like we could use it for salary, even though we don't.
We haven't set an ordinance, like the line items that it's for. So it's not for salaries.
I thought the ordinance was how the incoming money gets distributed.
Right,
But it's
into
also,
these categories.
and then these categories are also defined in the ordinance?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Police supplies, vests, training, promotions, equipment, car repair.
But we could give ourselves more flexibility. We could just make
You could.
one category that's police anything.
Yeah, but you need to budget some things. You need to say, well, you need to give them like, hey, we got $500 set aside for if you guys need this.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
if you just give it general, then it's just like, oh crap, you know, then you got other things that you didn't expect.
Yeah. So 3 is, okay, supplies, vest, training, repairs.
Everything but salaries.
But then
Pretty much.
6 is just training. So training could come out of both.
Yeah, because that's a completely different fund
Okay.
that gets received from a different way.
And so those are both home rule, police, those are both just funded by only
Pretty much the
ticket
courts.
money. There's courts or whatever,
Mhm.
fees. And so those are the ones that are,
It's not supported by any tax base at all.
okay. So that was, they're just, those funds exist because we have that ordinance that says, money we get from the courts, we will spend it in this way. We will put it in these funds.
I mean, in order to have a department, yeah, you have to have a separate fund for it.
Okay.
Would you say that the 6 was the acronym of?
Local law continuing education.
What's the
LLCE.
acronym?
Local Law Continuing Education.
And which one is that? 3 or 6?
106.
And is there an acronym for number 3?
No.
Just LL?
Police Department. It used to be called IDP, which is Infraction Deferral Program, but we don't do that in-house, and that's not where all the money comes from, so it's
Right.
just the police department.
Makes sense. Okay, go ahead, sorry.
But that's pretty much the gist, so I don't know, like, if you guys look at these line items, and if you're like, you know what, I think we need to have more of a cushion somewhere else, cut something out, or I think we're gonna need a little bit more here, so take some more out of this operating balance and put in for the budget, you can let me know. Other than that, it looks pretty good to me.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna send that to my rep and have her look it over and just make sure that I'm not exceeding my max levy.
I'll see if I can send them tonight and look through this, and if I got any questions or something, I can
Yeah.
email it to you.
I mean, I don't go far off from year to year, so I mean, it's pretty basic. I give everything, I try to give everything a little bit of an increase. I go through my appropriations and look at what I spent and how close I am to spending that, so.
Adjust from there. Well, let me beat this a little.
Yeah,
I kinda like these. I don't know, I can, as opposed to some of the other stuff that I look at, like that, I have a clue what that stuff is.
yeah, I mean, I give you this because this lets you guys know exactly where the money's being dispersed.
Yeah.
And then just like, if you're like, you know what, I don't think we need to spend this much in building repairs, and let's put that over here. Just so like, none of this stuff really matters, because it can all be fixed
Move it
later.
as needed.
Yes, so it's more just for like the visual of basically this is what we're having in this area. Because if you overspend, like say if I overspend in cooling audits, I'm gonna take something out of consulting to put in there anywhere, yeah.
Okay,
So-
I'm gonna have to get home and get some.
Bob has a new full-time job. He was working part-time at Walmart in like a lot of nights and evenings and weekends and I guess maybe some days, I don't know, but he's now working at Lake County Buckley Homestead, mostly doing like mowing and taking care of the animals. And he gets off at 3 p.m. So he would be able to, so he wanted to move his office hours to Wednesday, starting at 3:30. Do you guys see any problems with that?
Actually, that might actually work out better.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I was talking with him. But
The only thing that's gonna be a little strange is that he'll have to figure out, like, if people want reports, copies, VIN checks, things like that, those things are paid for. And before, he wouldn't do those unless we were all working together, because he doesn't wanna take any money,
Okay.
because he has no way to receipt something in, or, I mean, because if he does a VIN check, he sends that person to me to pay it and get a receipt, so that will have to all be
And you're only there till what?
3 o'clock,
Could
sometimes later, but
we get a little credit card machine? that-
we don't do credit cards at all.
Okay.
I mean, if he wants to get like, I mean, I have like receipt books, if he wants to
Okay.
do that, but
Like, it's okay with him taking some cash, filling out a receipt book.
That's
and
up
cash.
to him, but it
But
really,
you're okay with that?
I'm okay with that as long as that balances.
Yeah, okay.
Well, if he wants to move his office hours, it's just something he'll have to agree to.
Mm-hmm.
Can't
Cause that was like the only thing that worried me is like, what's gonna happen with that? Because he would refuse, because I know that there's sometimes he would do thin checks for people, but the police department wasn't helping at all, because he's not taking money.
Yeah, so I can tell them, and then you don't have to do that, you gotta be able to accept money. And, so, the other thing is, it means he wouldn't be able to patrol during weekdays at all. He's got some ability to do flex time or comp time, but, he can take phone calls during the day. The manager there was fine with that. He's doing, so,
He can still do weekends during the day.
yeah. And then, yeah, he mentioned that none of the town marshals before him, they had all had full-time jobs. That, and had done the marshal as like a side gig.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of like, that's the way it was before me anyway. I don't know, does that fit with you guys?
I think that's probably true.
Yeah, okay. That's all before my time, or before I was aware of, and what else do I have? So I also told him, compared to the Walmart job, that was a lot of, nights and dealing with crazy situations,
At Walmart? Really?
Yeah, they said they were getting crazy people coming over from Illinois, and, yeah.
He's getting benefits and retirement stuff where he's at right now, so
Right.
that's good. He has nothing, we don't offer nothing,
Right,
and Walmart didn't offer anything, so.
yeah. It's a good move for his family and for him, for sure. Yeah, the health insurance is gonna be a big benefit. I have somebody else that also changed jobs recently to get health insurance, and it's a friend. So I told him, so one of my concerns is, will he be able to swing both? And all the, like, 40 hours plus 20 hours, maybe. It says if that's not working, let us know, and maybe we can be flexible on the number of hours. I don't know, is there, whatever. And he said he wouldn't leave us, he'd give us, wouldn't leave us high and dry. It sounds like he probably needs both, both incomes, but I had
It's
someone.
a good idea, what are you gonna make it the
Yeah,
county, it's not much.
right, yeah. So, I think he wants to do both. I just knew somebody else who took on 2 jobs and then they couldn't swing it, and then,
I don't think I've ever had less than 2 jobs.
wow,
My whole
okay,
life.
yeah,
This was my first, this last year is my first time only having one job, and I got at least one for Saturdays now.
yeah. Okay. So sounds like you guys don't have.
I don't have an issue, but it sounds like he's gonna have to ask his reserves to step up a little bit, as far as having people here during the day, and,
It sounds like just we probably won't have people during the day.
well, why can't we need to get people here then? Then maybe he needs to try to get somebody to train, so somebody can do, not necessarily office hours,
Yeah,
but we still need people patrolling, or else then it'll be known, hey, you can do whatever you want in Schneider during the day, because there ain't no cops.
Not that it's a slang or anything, but would we even notice a difference?
yeah,
And I'm serious, would we? I don't know if we would.
yeah, and so also, outside of town, to the east, there's a decent number of homes, like, how often is that patrolled? County,
Oh, you're talking about, what is it? Wildwood or whatever that is?
Yeah.
That's not his jurisdiction anyway.
yeah, it's not our jurisdiction, but thing, not every group of 100 houses has the benefit of getting patrol during the day. But I don't know how Will does it.
As far as going outside of town?
No, as far as what they're doing during the day, or as far as unincorporated areas Will wasn't right. Unincorporated areas in Lake County. How much has the county been doing patrolling during the day?
Not much.
So you're okay with doing patrol during the day?
I would like there to be, but I don't know.
I just don't know if we're gonna.
I grew up in a subdivision of hundreds of homes. I don't think I saw a police officer patrolling ever in that subdivision. I mean, I think I saw them responding to a call once that was my neighbor had a fire. But, I don't know what your guys' experience is, outside of Schneider.
I grew up in an unincorporated area in a subdivision, and
Yeah,
I never saw cops.
I was incorporated in a town and I never saw cops.
Well, if you're
But
in Lowell, you'll always see cops,
Okay,
because they're all over the place,
yeah.
so.
Hmm.
But
Yeah. Yeah,
I would
so
probably agree with you that we need to get some of the other,
I mean, what's the point of having reserves if they can't work? I mean, that should be a question when you hire them, like, we're looking for people during the day, is that flexible? I mean, can you do that?
that would be up to us to then tell the police department,
because
we
we have
want this
four-
much during the
We
day.
have 4 reserve officers and none of them can work during the day.
I don't know, I'm just,
is that the case, or?
I don't know, I'm asking, yeah. Because it would be nice to be able to, at least if Bob can't do it, if somebody will be able to, come, whether it's just a couple hours, I know Chrissy really appreciates it, with the bus and stuff, she,
Mhm.
and so I'm thinking just weekdays, like days in the evening. And I know they've come down and there's a specific thing they've made during the day work. So,
Well,
I think
tell them what we're thinking, and
yeah,
we'll have to, get some reserves. He'll probably have to do some shifts on weekends,
mhm,
and maybe evenings too.
yeah, I said it 2 o'clock on my life, no, it won't be during the day, but I forgot this the weekend, I was just thinking weekdays. And even, 3 o'clock is still during the day, it's afternoon, or he can be back here at 3:30 and do some, and actually that might be even more prime time, better time to be patrolling. So, cool. What did you, so you had Bob's new job on here, I forgot to put it on my agenda, contract for 26. Anything else we didn't talk about? Oh, hiring people. That's one of those projects, I don't know who's responsible for it.
well, Kevin said that he was gonna call and interview people, remember? You guys designated that already?
Okay,
Oh, by the way, I did find those,
Oh, okay.
applications. Yeah. In a stack of paper, so.
do you wanna still do that?
Yeah, I can do that. In fact, I'm kinda anxious to talk to Mark, what was his name?
Okay. That must have been the meeting before, and I just looked at my notes from last meeting and putting this one together. It's a criminal interview people. Anything else?
For the next meeting, I'm gonna have an ordinance, for the resolution. We haven't transferred the hydrant
Okay.
fee out of general to water, so.
Oh. You just reminded me. They're having trouble with the pumps at the lift station. One of them went out. so they pulled it to get it repaired, and they put a spare in, or they only put a spare in, and just found out that the spare was leaking oil. So they did not put it in, so now both of those are in for repairs. And we're currently working on one pump, which not a big deal. But that's gonna cost some money. No idea how much.
I think we go through this like every couple of years.
Yeah, it's not a big surprise.
I remember, just a few years ago, because when the rooms were first here, they were talking about a lift station. And they're like, oh, lift station is $1,000 or so. They're thinking like a residential, bring your sewage up from the toilet, or from the basement. Like a little thing you can buy at Menards. I'm like, no, these are, I remember like, I think we spent $5,000 just to repair one pump.
Mm-hmm.
This is a different
Different kind of
different
deal.
kind of deal. So yeah. Okay.
But anyway, I wanted to let you know about that. We had the guy that comes to calibrate our effluent meter at the wastewater plant, and you've ever seen this thing, you ever see how that works?
Mm-hmm.
You've got that, say a little radar device, you know what I'm talking about? It measures the height of the water.
That's cool.
Right there by the weir, the effluent weir.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
That's weird.
apparently it's been busted. Nobody seems to know how it broke. Aaron seems to think maybe it got kicked. But anyway, it's been, nobody knows how long it's been broke. But because it's been broke, it's actually an inch off. The height is an inch off of where it should have been, which means it's been measuring wrong. Probably overestimating the amount of effluent going out of the plant. Is it a big deal? No, not really. Supposedly it was gonna get fixed today. The guy temporarily fixed it yesterday and was coming back today to actually make the repairs. But this is not something that should ever break. It's stainless steel and PVC. It's not gonna rust. Had to get kicked or something. And that's one of the problems with having those boards covering everything all the time. You gotta move the stuff, you gotta reach down there to get your samples. You know, I understand.
Yeah, there's gotta be a better way.
Think it was kicked accidentally?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
it's
sure.
definitely been
When you
an
said-
accident,
okay.
yeah.
When you said kicked, I was like, did somebody break in? And
No.
So then when you mentioned the boards, I'm like, oh, you mean accidental?
Yeah,
Okay. I was just like,
and as far as cost, I don't know. It's probably not much, but he actually sent me some pictures of it. It's a pretty slick device, especially for us.
cool. Measuring water.
Well, there's something there called a V-notch weir,
Yeah.
which is a very mathematically correct way to measure things, I guess is the best way to say it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, maybe he texted that to me. And it actually measures the height of the water, and that height, as you go up higher in the weir, increases the flow.
Yeah, and I know height to flow, like a chart or a calibration.
Picture of it. This is what broke.
Thanks. Wow.
This is the way he fixed it. He just got it wired up.
Okay.
But see, this thing sends a signal down to the water level.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you've seen that before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My dad, one of his jobs, worked on a system to measure diesel or gas and water levels in underground storage tanks, like at gas stations.
Oh,
They
okay.
just dropped a wire down the tank and they sent a radar pulse down the wire. And they get a reflection back off the two surfaces.
This is probably exactly the same thing.
Based off the timing, they know the distance.
Anyway, just so you know, I just wanted, we got concerned about it, so we let me know, so I wanted you to know.
Cool.
What else?
Do you have, so if I wanna go get this data, like the breakdown of the individual things from previous years, is that on Gateway?
You can look it up right now.
Yeah. And then, I know you give us all these transactions, but if I wanna get, yeah, maybe I'll get with you later if I wanna get, I might wanna try to look at what has the trend's been over the years. I don't know if I'll
You can get that on Gateway too, it's in the annual report.
Yeah, okay. So, that's all.
Yeah, if anybody can look that information up all the time.
Yeah. Oh, I did have one thing on the, it was, I really think that, like, we've been not paying anything for ambulance service. I mentioned this at the town council meeting. Neither has Lowell been. And so what I've heard is that the legal obligation to provide ambulance service belongs to the town, not to the township.
Oh,
Yeah. So, but it's weird that the townships get public safety money too, so I'm a little bit confused on exactly that. Is that, do you have any data on that?
I don't, as far as what the townships get?
No, is what who has the legal obligation?
Oh,
Like, we have the legal obligation to provide fire, right?
Public safety.
Public safety. And so that includes fire and EMS, right? Or?
well, that's only probably because we're incorporated.
Right, yeah, because we're incorporated. So Lowell's incorporated and doesn't pay anything for the EMS service. It's the township trustees pay for it. That, I think that might change. They pay in proportion to their assessed valuations, the three townships split it. But we get public safety money from taxes for
That's what Cajun
our
is.
town, yeah. But the townships, I think,
There's not that much there.
No, it's not. We get like $1,000 a month. And we use that for part of Bob's pay, 10% of his salaries. We use that for our fire contract and other things.
yeah.
So, I mean,
No.
there's
Isn't that a whole lot?
yeah, there's not a whole, I mean, what do they want? Like a couple $100? We could probably swing that. I mean, I think it's kind of sad to ask us to pay money if Lowell's not.
Right, so
Yeah, the Lowell pays a lot more than what you think.
Well, no, I understand that, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, they haven't come to ask us.
well, they've been asking me at board meetings.
I thought they asked you because you wanted to increase their pay. And they said, well, why doesn't Schneider pay for that extra pay?
Alice Dahl asks me twice a year, hey, maybe you can ask Schneider to pay some. So she's been, I was suggesting we increase the pay for the paramedics because they're having trouble retaining paramedics and because we pay significantly less than most of the services nearby. And I was suggesting that we pay for it by not putting as much down on the equipment. Because they were saying we can't afford a salary increase, but we can afford $100,000 down payment on this equipment. I was saying let's put 50 grand down. And so, but it doesn't. So I mean, what I got told was I had no right to say anything because the town of Schneider doesn't pay any money.
Yeah, we talked about this at
Right.
the meeting.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I'm just going through that too.
Yeah, but I think it's right. I mean, okay, as much as I don't want us to have to pay, we don't have to because our budget is tight too. The ambulance board is running into budget problems because their budget's tight. And part of the reason their budget is tight is, you know, more than half their calls are to Lowell, and Lowell isn't paying anything into the EMS service.
Right.
So Lowell's getting EMS service for free, just like we're getting EMS service for free. So I think what's going to need to happen, I think when it was set up 30 years ago, or I don't know exactly how many years, you know, back when it was set up, Lowell was a lot smaller. Maybe it made sense for the townships to do it, and they didn't include the towns in paying. Maybe just because that's what made sense at the time.
And that may be. One thing I do know is that Lowell provides them the building.
Well, they also pay rent.
The ambulance does?
The ambulance.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
But that is town of Lowell building and property,
right.
so.
So we doubled what we're paying them in rent, like a year or two ago. It's not a huge amount, but it's, I don't think it's out of the realm of, you know, reasonable. But there's also, some people have not been happy with that Lowell hasn't put much into maintaining the building. There was a hope to get some, you know, improvements done in the building, or just maintenance. Which is part of why we increased the rent. Lowell didn't demand it.
Well, I think they're also looking at, well, they looked at a couple of things. These are just things that I know from being there, but there's been talk of finding a new location for them. And there's also something which from what I understand is pretty much a done deal, is that we're also going to be moving in over by that new park as like a satellite thing over there.
Yeah.
And
They came and talked to us about that.
did they? Okay.
Yeah, and we said we didn't want to put an ambulance over there. We wanted to keep the ambulances more central. Because that would be even further from, is it Eagle Creek Township?
Correct.
You know, because they go all the way over to 65.
Mm-hmm.
And in Lowell thought maybe having, you know, 2 ambulances in 2 locations would be a benefit to you. And so I think the director and assistant director at the time was Barry and Corey, looked at it and said, no, we don't want to split up. We want to all be in the same place. And most of our calls are here, so it's really what's most strategic for us. And, you know, the majority of calls are in the town of Lowell. So maybe that's a below market rent. I don't know. So maybe Lowell's been contributing that way.
Probably not that. I got no idea.
But then there's also, what's one of the other factors in this? Oh, and then, so we looked at maybe building our own building. So I think Barry and Corey also looked at that and said, no, it's gonna be way more expensive than we can afford.
Huge money.
Yeah. So like maybe it's like 20,000 a year in rent. It's not insane, but it's not nothing. Maybe it's 15. I have to look it up, but I think it was $800 a month, and we doubled it. So 1,600 a month sounds more like 20,000. So I think it's in that ballpark. But I think they're not. So one of the other things so Lowell is taking its fire department municipal, right?
Yeah, I've heard that.
And they're,
Actually, I think I've heard that from you.
yeah, okay, yeah. And I heard that from Chris Camlin and from Rodney. And so they're gonna be investing a significant amount of money in that. It's possible Lowell hires their own ambulances. Just says, because I mean, that's what like St. John does, and Crown Point, right? Like, they're having an ambulance service that's independent from fire. Maybe that doesn't make sense for Lowell anymore. They just want to run it all together.
Yeah, I don't know.
So then that'll leave us in I think there's some, and also this whole property tax change has got everybody kind of
Well, I think
stressed
that's
out about money.
That's kind of the crux of the whole problem.
Even before the property tax change, people were stressed out about money
Mm-hmm.
and the ambulance.
I think one of the issues is that insurance companies don't pay enough.
Yeah,
So if you give somebody say a $2,000 ambulance ride bill, the insurance company pays $1,000, the people aren't gonna pay the other $1,000.
right,
And they seldom ever do.
yeah.
That's what puts the stress on them.
But when I first got there, they were, and this was like 5 years ago, you know, prior to any of this property tax stuff, they were upset that Lowell didn't pay much, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, or not upset, just like frustrated, maybe, you know. So I don't know, I think somehow there's something that needs to happen with, like, we're all on the same team to figure out what's the best way to, and I think it's also possible Lowell is maybe overpaying for fire protection. In a way, you know, overpaying if you could determine what was perfectly fair or whatever, and then the trustees are maybe paying less for fire protection proportionally, but then EMS, the trustees are paying, or the townships are paying proportionally more, and Lowell is paying proportionally less, so this is kind of weird.
So they're paying nothing for the ambulance, but more for the fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I think I'm gonna propose in the ambulance board that towns also need to pay something. I don't know what the right ratio is. I think they currently split it between the townships by assessed valuation. So I think it would make sense to also do it by assessed valuation. So us, it would be a much smaller number, you know.
It would have to be.
Yeah, it would have to be. And I think there's, the townships are getting some public safety money from the property in our town. Like some of the property taxes and the property in town.
Oh, they're getting a portion of it, is what you're saying.
Yeah, they're getting a portion of that property tax money. So they, you know, that assessed valuation shouldn't all fall on us. I think that.
Well, I would say if you're gonna do something like that, take these papers that she drew up and show them exactly what we're getting. And if we give you a portion of it, it's not gonna be much.
No, because see, when I was here, when we first started getting seated in KJ, and there were so many hands out, oh my gosh, new money, give me some, give me some, give me some.
Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna do with this new money? So then in walks Peter Pisklowski, and he wanted to use, seed it to help bring the South Shore down to Dyer. And he had this big, huge project, and he was like, please, it's just gonna benefit all of us, it'll keep down on, you know, cars driving up and helping people either travel or get back and forth to work. And he said, I can't get anybody to sign up on this. Nobody will sign up. So, Schneider, sign, we'll give you 10%. Sounds huge when you're asking places like Hammond or Highland, when you're asking them for like 3%. Hey, if Schneider can give us 10, can I just get 3 from you? 3% from somebody like that could be hundreds of thousands of dollars. And we just gave him $300. You see what I mean? That's a big difference. Now, talking percentage compared to everybody else, I mean, we could afford a couple $100 a year. But
it was a couple $100 gonna make it.
and no,
It really means a difference to Heidi House.
No.
I don't think so.
no, but we can't afford to give them any more. I mean,
Well, they can't afford to pay a competitive rate.
you can't afford to pay anybody that works for this town a competitive rate either. It's just not fair.
Yeah, that's true too.
It's gonna be really hard finding people to replace Neil and Kenny at, I think Neil just now makes $15 an hour. What Bob makes, what I make, like what you guys make, I mean, that's not competitive at all.
Yeah, I want my share.
So I mean, but us helping so that somebody else can get a competitive pay, that's not why I wanna help.
The competitive pay matters to me in terms of, what the result is. So, we've got people we're short-staffed, so we've got people being held over on shifts.
Mhm.
You know, so they're on
Mm-hmm.
hour 36 of their 24-hour shift. They get to go home for 12 hours and come back for another 24-hour shift. And so, like, if we can get out of being short-staffed without paying more, cool.
Mhm.
But I don't think it's, it's a tough situation, and an
It's a
employee is
deal.
legally not allowed to go
Right.
home at the end of their shift. Like, I don't want to be treated that way, so I don't want to treat someone else that way. Like,
It does bother
okay.
Mhm.
It doesn't?
No.
Why not?
me, but I don't care about anybody but me.
Oh, okay.
Well, they signed up for that.
Yeah.
Like,
Well-
that's what they signed up for.
Well, and then they, I think if that persists too long, then you can't retain
It's hard on
people,
your people.
and then you don't have enough people, or you have less skilled people, and we'll have nice, shiny, wonderful trucks, and we won't be able to staff them, and then we'll have calls unanswered, and then people aren't getting the emergency medical care they need. Like, I think it's gonna affect quality of service. It's not just a theoretical thing.
That's everywhere.
It's gonna lead to,
I'm sure that's probably how Neil and Kenny feel. Like, I ain't doing that. I only make $13 an hour.
Look at what things used to be like. Okay, now we've got EMS people, and you got equipment life-saving equipment right on board. Years ago, what happened when you call an ambulance? You get a Cadillac station wagon, come up, pick you up, and drive you to the hospital. That was it.
Mhm.
I'm serious. You go back in the 60s and 70s, that's all it was. So, look at the money that we spent to get it up to where it is today. And now they're taking money away, on a tax base, so that they can't support that anymore. So what is the right thing to do? I don't know. If I knew that, I'd have a lot higher position than I currently do.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that our fire department can earn some business from West Creek Township. That right now we've been supporting them, with I know they get a small amount of contracted with Alice. But I wonder if we're in that same situation, we're kind of like overpaying for fire and underpaying for EMS. I'm not saying our fire department isn't worth it, that not kind of overpaying, but
Yeah, I get you.
we're shouldering the full financial burden of having someone in South Lake County that can answer fires. Now, West Creek Township isn't taking advantage of that but we've been trying to keep it going because it's going to be a benefit to us and the community around us. Like, we're trying to be good neighbors to the people outside of town, and I've been wanting Kenny to talk to Lake Township Fire Department and say, hey, we want to be able to provide mutual aid. And it sounds like Lowell doesn't really want to handle some of the stuff I think we could get the territory back. I think maybe those other, Lowell doesn't maybe necessarily want it. Doesn't want to be coming all the way down here when they're super busy with everything in town. And they don't really get paid that much. I think they get paid $5,000 a year, which to them is nothing, but to us would be the world. Or maybe it's $10,000 a year or something. I think it's $5,000 a tax payment. I don't know exactly what that figure is. So, you know, maybe we're in the same position of we're putting all of our money into fire, you know, and Lowell's doing that, they're putting all their public safety money into fire and police, I guess. We're saying into fire and police and nothing into EMS. So maybe we can contribute some to EMS, and as part of that, we can get them helping our fire department by.
Then we cut our police and our fire department.
No, if more money comes into, oh, yeah, if we're not bearing, maybe that only helps us out financially if we pay less. But I don't know, maybe they can pick up the insurance. I don't know, something like that, because we pay significantly more than the contract price,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because we gotta do the insurance and other things.
Well, I think it's something that's gonna take a lot of talk. And probably some time. Might not be a bad idea to have both Heidi and Alice come to a meeting.
Okay.
You know, I'd like to hear what they've got to say about it.
Okay. Yeah. So that's helpful. You're saying it's going to take a lot of talk and a lot of time. Or you didn't say time, but a lot of talk takes time.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can, meet with them. So do they keep? One of the things they've asked me is like, ask the town council if they'll pay money. You know, like they've been at, you know, so. Alice asked me to ask that.
I think the two of us anyway are kind of on the same page. Okay, yeah, we'll pay money, but we can't pay very much.
No.
Right.
In fact, I think we're gonna pay so little, they won't even notice it.
Right.
See, we like to, I like to pad some, you know, like, put some of my public safety money, if I'm not using it all, I like to have some cash, because what happens, like, if something breaks down, we need to be able to fix it, or things like that. We don't have enough cash reserve, and we have to build on that, and we can't build it if we're giving it away.
But maybe it's the.
I mean, if they want the same that we gave Peter Visconti, if they want $300 a year, then we could maybe swing that.
I wonder if it's something like that where when we work out what the percentages are, it's something we can afford, and our 10% works out to $300 or whatever it is, you know, doesn't actually move the needle on their budget, but changing to towns pay instead of giving a free ride means Lowell pays the percentage too, and that's what moves the needle on their budget.
And that's
I think we're,
maybe, yeah.
And gets, and so
It sets a precedent.
it sets a precedent.
or try better enforcement on getting the pay, you
You
know,
know what?
on getting the money, and getting paid instead of,
Use it.
because you can't, how do you force somebody to pay a bill? I mean, yeah, you can,
There's actually some laws that have been passed that make it even worse for the ambulance and collecting.
right, because, I mean, can you lien properties?
I don't know, that's a good question, I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
I mean, if you could lien properties, then maybe they should start doing that instead of,
And maybe you can only do that if it's municipal, and you can't because it's a nonprofit, but.
I don't know, I know there's contractors that lien properties if they don't get paid from
Yeah, this is
homeowners,
a
so,
legal contractor's lien thing,
right,
you know, mechanics lien is also a thing.
right, so,
Oh, I gotta look at it.
Okay.
All right, we'll see you.
what time is it?
It's, 3:15.
Oh my gosh.
Budget season.
Anything else you wanna share?
No.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yes. Meeting adjourned?
Happy New Year.